Hello everybody, here a new video from Renee from Spain, and in this video I want to show some vinyl I have been playing in the shop, maybe during April, let's say during April. Most of it was during April. Of course now we are in May, but I listen to quite a lot of stuff on vinyl in the shop, like I always do, but I haven't shown a lot of vinyl on my channel lately. That's why I thought I'm going to make a vinyl video. And I'm going to start with this album by Keel. I always liked Keel a lot. And this album is no exception. It's maybe very commercial sounding album. This more slick commercial production if you compare it with the ones before, but still it has a lot of great songs on it, like It's a Jungle Out There, United Nations, Somebody's Waiting. There was a single. It's a great song. I like very much I Said the Wrong Thing to the Right Girl. I always compare them with Black and Blue. I don't know why, but they were a similar sounding band in my opinion. I read this comic. This is not about comic, this is about great heavy metal records. And this is of course a classic album. And I just found out not long ago that Lars Ulrich, he didn't only follow Diamond Head during the summer of 81, I think he followed, or 80, he followed Diamond Head. But he also followed, like a different summer, I think it was, Motorhead during this tour. So it's quite interesting. It was recorded in 1980, but came out in 1981. Not much to say about this album. This is an underrated record. Of course, if you are into Smear from Destruction, you will like this album, I think so too. He sings a little bit different on this record. Maybe a little bit more heavy metal, not as thrash metal like on Destruction. Here I have the Lost Destruction album. But it was a great lineup. And this was the first album he did under the name of Panzer. And the name of the album is Send Them All to Hell. Double vinyl. This came out, I think, in 2015 already. Around that time. But only 2 albums were released. This is one of my favorite albums by The Exploited. Let's Start a War. Set Maggie One Day. Margaret Thatcher is here at the back photo. A lot of great songs on here, of course. Insanity. Wankers. Yeah. The Exploited. Sometimes I'm in the mood to play this angry punk with, this is maybe more punk than Troops of Tomorrow. I also have somewhere here Troops of Tomorrow. It's really an outstanding album. I love a lot. It's here. See, on tape. Also on vinyl, of course. But that one is my favorite. It's my second, third favorite. I really love also Beat the Bastards. It came out in the 90s. I listened to these 2 albums by the Canadians White Wolf. Quite an underrated band. Hard and heavy. I enjoy both albums a lot. I listened to Speed Kills. I think this is But Who's Dying. I think this is number 5. Oh no, volume 4. So many great bands on here. Nuclear Assault, Agony, underrated Agony, Exodus, Death is on here too, Possessed, Dark Angel. Here you can see the covers of all the songs, where the songs came from. It's a double vinyl on music. No, it says Under One Flag. It was Music for Nations, Under One Flag. Maybe it's the same. It's a same label. I thought it was maybe. Putting it back into the sleeve, protection sleeve. All right, let's go on. And we go on with the German Tyrant. I mean, check out the song Take the Most Dangerous Way, for example. Breakout, Rock Your Bottom. This is great German metal. I mean, if you like Noise Hunter, Gravedigger, even Gravestone, you know, all those great German heavy metal bands. You will like Tyrant too, just great bands. I listened to this Hungarian classic, a rock, Katonai. I mean, this is one is from, I was checking the date, I think it's from 88, I think, or 1990. Great look these guys had, great heavy metal sounding band from Hungary, Hungarian band, maybe together with Pokolgap, maybe Omen, you know, the most famous heavy metal bands from the 80s. And this is no exception, just a great album with a lot of great songs on it that you all have to check out. This album is an ultimate classic from Hungary. Favorite, the label. Of course, the record is quite beaten up. I bought it dirty cheap, like in Budapest during the 90s. Very cheap. I bought very little money for this. It's just a great. Like guys, it's here. 1000 forint I paid for this. 1000 forint. I think in mid 90s. Another compilation. This is the third part of this compilation that was released in Spain under the label Victoria. And Victoria later also released some of these albums, like special editions of albums by these bands. See? We have here, of course, Victory, with my favorite Victory song ever, Are You Ready? Avenger, the UK Avengers on here, Striper, Picture, with the song Moving Down the Line. It's a great song, it's very melodic. I think it's from the Marathon album, if I'm not mistaken. Where every story has another picture. I mean, those two albums, every story has another picture, has another picture. And Marathon, they were released in Spain on the Victoria label. And also the Avenger, for example, the two albums by Avenger were released on one double album, for example. We have Venom on here, we have Obsession on here with Winner Takes All, great, with Mike Viscera. McCoy is on here too. I think I have another McCoy album here to show later. Now we go on with this band from Poland, if I'm not mistaken. The demo 1990 and the demo 1991. The band is Tudor. Double vinyl. Oh shit! The vinyl fell down. I hope they're not broken. Maybe not. I want to show some pictures. Okay. Double vinyl. Oh, the vinyl is still good. We're sorry if that happens, of course, if they break. I think this is not so easy to get anymore nowadays. It came out on Nuclear War now, but years and years and years ago. It was also released on CD, like some years later, by the same label actually. I think this came out already in 2005, this release. And this is, yeah, proto black metal maybe, black thrash metal. I mean, very, very much influenced by the band Venom, for example. You know, they didn't have this mystic Master's Hammer, you know, sounds. They were more direct. You know, very direct. You know, they were not, but still the sound is really evil. I mean, I really like them. It's really, the recordings are really good. You know, of this. You can listen to it also, of course, on YouTube nowadays. But check out the song Crematorium by Tudor. Look what I have here. Wait, I can show. In the cabinet, there's a cat in the cabinet. Okay, I have a few cats. Anyway. The next one is this, in my opinion, underrated band from the UK. Mournblade with Live Fast, Die Young. Great title. Doesn't count on me anymore. I lived fast, but I'm not going to die young anymore because I'm already nearly 50. I mean, this is mid-80s new wave of British heavy metal. I mean, second wave of new wave of British heavy metal. You can call this, maybe. Yeah, not bad. Whoa, I'm not going to show everything. There's too much to show here. Here we have another 80s classic with Matt Sorum on drums, or the guy we know from Guns N' Roses. Also, he's a great guitar player, this band. Hawk is the name of the band. Check out Tell the Truth. It's a great song. US hard and heavy, I would call this. Here we have French band, Straton. Okay. Stratson with Oath Metal. Of course, they were singing in French. This came out on the Devil's Records label. You know, kind of legendary label from the mid-80s. Just cool French heavy metal. I mean, if you like Sortilege, maybe you should check also this band. They're not as good as Sortilege in my opinion. People compare them also with Motley Crue a little bit, but I never really hear that on this album. Okay, I want to show two live albums by Bloodgood. Great sounding live albums. So many great songs on here from all their albums. You know, from the Bloodgood album, The Detonation, Rock is a Hard Place, and Out of the Darkness. This came out in 1990. Great vinyl by Bloodgood. A classic, Peace of Mind. Nothing I have to say about this. Petra, other Christian band. Christian hard rock, hard and heavy. This is maybe the most hard and heavy album, you know, together with the next one. Definitely very enjoyable album. Armed and Dangerous is a great song, of course. Underground is a great song. This is from Beyond Belief, from 89, I think it was. Also 1990. China, from Switzerland. For a short while they had Mark Storage from Crocus, was in the band in the 90s. But of course he was not on here. This is from the 90s. This is from 90... 91, I think it is. Really good album. They went to America to record this album, actually. It sounds really American. It sounds very much like Danger Danger, you know. It sounds more like an American band than a European band, that's for sure. I still have this cool inlay. Oh, it's getting long, the video. Ooh. I also want to show this band. It was a band from Yugoslavia, but they had connections with Canada. They had family in Canada. That's why they released this actually twice. I mean, in Yugoslavia, and also later they released it also with a little slightly different cover. Here I have a different cover one. See, slightly different cover. And set list a little bit. The background is different too. But in Canada they released this again on the Attic label. Legendary label, Canadian label, Attic. And they also say thanks to the Yugoslavian and Canadian family members that helped them. Here I have a rarer edition. This is a rare one. See? This is the edition that came out in their country first. Here the artwork is bigger too. You see? This is again hard and heavy. It's really a good album in my opinion. Very good album. Very underrated. The name of the band is Warriors. They came out in the mid-80s. And check out Flight of the Children. Flight of the Children by Warriors. Am I going on making this video? It's getting very long now, eh? Let's pick up a couple of good ones. Underrated, McCoy. Of course, the guy was in the band Samson, and he was the bass player of Gillan, after the Ian Gillan band. Just heavy rock. Good, I have to pick up my daughter now. Okay, stay metal, everybody.